always like to remind us that, you know, we're going to be out there on course, running and pushing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Holy crap, this is happening.
I really haven't had a good look at it yet.
Okay, so we're doing the first mile, and my ego wants me to run, but I'm gonna walk it and protect my knee. But now everybody's passing me. I'm in last place. Look at all the people. There's 300 runners. I think there's about 300 runners.
275.
I'm gonna get the start back here. Hey, our bags are still here. Wow, I thought we had to get rid of them like yesterday. Okay, so we're back to the start. And now we go up the trail. And it looks like it really did help to do this loop. It's all spread out. Oh, everybody's in such good spirits. All right, time to get the poles out. Whoa. This is Europe style. Hey, what's this? Give me a hug. Hey, boo boo! Hey, see you later! Good job. I told my girlfriend I'd hug a bear.
You did. It wasn't a live one, though. Are you supposed
I told you I'd hug a bear. I'm at mile 5.5. And we just came across this awesome view. And because of my knee, I've been power hiking the entire race so far, trying to save my knee just in case. But we're averaging like 3.5 mile pace, so we're doing really well. And we're just kind of in a group of like 10, just talking, hanging out, taking our time. But look at those views. That's pretty epic. And riding on the ridge here. Whew. 10-mile check-in. There's about 10 people that we've been stuck with in a good way for basically since the start, just working together, going about probably a 17-minute pace. On some of these steep hills we went down into the 20s, so I kind of guessed 83 hours, and already I'm thinking this is going to be more of a 90-hour race. My knee just doesn't feel like it's going to be able to run, but it's sunny. I mean, you can feel the heat, but the wind is really strong and cools you off, and the views are nice and the trails are pretty smooth. I mean, there's some rocks here and stuff, but nothing that'll twist an ankle and technical if you pay attention. So far so good. We're sitting about almost 9,000 feet right now on this big climb, and I think I got like 5 miles to the aid station. So all that said, doing well. My right ball of foot already feels like it's got a hot spot, and I don't know if that's just my ball of foot pain that I always have or what's going on, but every little tweak, you like go, what is that? What is that? I just feel like a complete rookie, like I've never raced before. So it's gonna be a big learning experience. But that said, you can see snow and the lake over there. Just amazing views. Look at that. So I will check in for mile 20. Come up mile 11. There's this big lake just right here, and then there's like a little split in the road. But how cool is that? Snow, lake, and then rocks right here. Just so amazing out here. Yeah, we gotta cross that. I'm gonna become a mountaineer. This is like being in the Alps. And there's Lake Tahoe. Middle of June, and I'm climbing through snow. What the?
Enjoy.
This is what 10,000 feet looks like. Top of the world. And there's still more mountain. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Mile 16 and a half, and we made it to the first aid station.
Great job, great job.
Hey, 283.
283 in.
283?
199.
Yay, we're gonna sit, we're gonna eat.
Can I drop bag for you?
Yeah, 283.
283.
Yeah.
Do you have any drop bags? 199. 199.
Alright, we're gonna swap shoes.
Yeah.
Quick surprise.
We're gonna swap shoes and sit. These chairs taken. Okay. Thank you. Don't mind Sherry. She's just talking while I'm trying to film.
Rambling.
Keep going. No.
I was saying that he needs to put his battery pack and his headlamp in his waist belt so it's not so heavy in his backpack.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to figure out how to lighten my pack up, and I'm only at mile 20. So, mile 20. Look at the view. Ah, doesn't it look fake?
God, that's so gorgeous.
Like, the mountains just go forever. And it's getting a little windy up here. But we're at the highest point of this like climb right now, so we're going to descend. But Lake Tahoe is just on the other side of the mountain over there. And then the mountain range over here. So feet are holding up. And it's just my shoulders are sore from the heavy pack. Because I didn't get to practice with this because my freaking knee. I've done a stiff-legged kind of run with your calves, not your legs kind of run. It's a shuffle, but it's working. So I'm going to try and do that as long as I can. I am super humbled because I can't run, so I feel like I'm at the back of the pack. And it's a new experience for me, but it's also a fun experience. So if it wasn't for Sherry behind me, this would be super boring because there's nobody around us. It's just the two of us out here.
Because we're in the lead.
Yeah, you're either in dead last or you're in first place.
And we're not dead last.
Yeah.
So guess where we are?
I feel like we're in the bottom, like, third.
50?
Yeah, but that'll all change with a couple aid stations, so.
Oh, yeah, it will.
Yeah, so
I keep telling him to trust me.
the last aid station, we spent about 30 minutes and just took our time and got a lot of food, and I needed to drink more at the aid station, but I changed my socks, and otherwise doing good. Knee just doesn't feel great, so we'll see how far I can get running. Otherwise, I'll just hike it all. I have 105 hours to finish. But with views like that, I'll take all 105. So, yeah, and the snowpack, holy crap. That snowpack on that first section was just ridiculous. It was so slick. And it was really hard to find the trail, too.
Says the Iowa boy.
Yeah.
When it comes to high mountains, it looks perfect.
Well, that's all for now. So,
I had to add it.
back to hiking. 9,600 feet. There's Lake Tahoe. We were at mile, I don't know, 20 something.
I'm not trying to get you.
And now I'm thinking of bears. Mile 26 and a half. Trying to run. This is me running. I don't even know what pace it is, like 15-minute pace, but it's a shuffle. It's a truffle shuffle. There's one of those overall top 5 guys. Oh, there's some guys that are just flying, but check out the forest. It's like now it seems like every 2 miles it's like a whole different forest that we go through, but it's just so thick now and shady, and I'm just trying to take advantage of the downhill, but I also have a bit of a sore heel going, and I'm thinking that might be the start of a blister. So, wow, that is the biggest tree I've ever seen. I think it's huge. But I'm gonna run for a little bit, and then I'm gonna probably stop at a nice spot and to see if my heel is going downhill and repatch it, and then have them look at it more in depth at the aid station. But if I walk and strike my heel, it hurts. If I run and don't let it heel stitch, I'm fine. But then my knee hurts. I'm kind of screwed either way. So that's 1/8 of the way into the race. and my legs are already like hating me, and it's just because I haven't been able to run for 3 weeks that my body's just all out of shape. But I'm still out here, and as like Sherry said, I'm getting it done. I had the courage to at least get on the start line, even though I know my knee's not gonna allow me to run. So that's where we're at, but it is pretty cool. And there's a highway just on the other side of those trees. But wow, look at that beast. There's so many down trees. So cool. All right, it's about 5 miles to the next aid station, and one bottle's empty, and I'm gonna probably swap them out here in a minute when I stop for my ballista check. So that's the update right now. Doing good. Hey, look at that. There's a bathroom. Mile 27, an actual bathroom. So you don't have to rough it all the time. Good to know. Hey, alright. The problem is we're going through this parking lot, and I don't know where the flags are. So I see a flag, and then you're like, I think there's a flag down there. But it's like you're trying to make your way back to the trail, going through this parking lot. It's kind of confusing. So I stopped. There's flags. I stopped and fixed my blister. It feels better, but I could tell that something was starting, so I'm glad I stopped and took the time to fix it. But when I get to the aid station, I'll have them really look it over, because there's no way I'm going to make it through a whole race with a blister on my heel. But yeah, so that delayed me a few minutes, but what's a few minutes when you have 105 hours? So this is going to definitely be a out of the norm for me, super slow back of the pack race, but the only goal is to finish. So doesn't matter what place I'm in, all that matters is that I finish. So fix the blister now so that I can finish later. All right, back at it, onto the dusty trail, and definitely bring gaiters. This trail is like, gaiters should be mandatory. All right, now 31, and my heel still hurts, but it's better, so I'm glad I stopped. Totally worth it. But man, I am learning so much already. I'm only, tree branch, but I'm like an eighth of the way through this thing, and I'm thinking, I'm not gonna get back to the start-finish Heavenly Aid Station until 20 hours into the race. And my car's at that parking lot, because that's start-finish. So now I'm thinking I'll take a nap there and try and be ahead of sleep deprivation. So I'll sleep in my car, because it'll probably be quiet, and it'll be chilly, so it won't be too hot in the car. So I'm already trying to game plan, and that's 10 hours away. It's like 10 hours in the race. It's 7 o'clock or so, and the sun goes down around 8, and it's gonna get chilly. It's supposed to get down to like low 40s, but maybe on the elevated high spots it might be in the 30s. So that's gonna be interesting, because if I was running, I'd be flying and I'd be warm, but I can barely run. I shuffle my feet, like you can't even tell I'm running. It's a little faster pace, but it's not much. But that's the frustrating part. Like, just my last race, I finished second. I had a great 100K, my fastest 100K. A month later, I'm resorting to just power walking 200 miles. So you just take what the day gives you, make the best of it. I'm just gonna try and stay positive and just keep plugging away. So that's the 30-mile mark update, and this is the forest we're in. It is thick. Look at these trees, they're huge. So anyways, I'm about a mile or so from the aid station, and yeah, I'm gonna get my blister on my heel really well taken care of, get some solid tape put on it, and then if I can get that taken care of, I'll be fine. But if that goes downhill, I go downhill. So that's my most important part. So eat while they're fixing that, and refill bottles. Yeah, I'm on my third bottle. Well, I shouldn't say I'm on my third. When I was fixing my blister, I replaced my bottle in the back of my pack with one in the front, so I had 2 full bottles, but I really only needed 2 bottles to get to the aid station so far. I haven't had to really tap into third. I was just being cautious because it's so dry out here. But that's it. That's the update. So we'll talk to you in 10 miles or so. Alright, I'm at mile 34. I thought I'd be at the aid station at least a half mile ago, and it's probably just right over there. But this descent down to the second aid station, which I can't remember right offhand, but whoa, gotta watch the rocks. It is technical, it is downhill, and it's 3 miles of just descent, which means it's gonna be a long 3 miles out, plus whatever else. It's getting back to the previous aid station is going to be hard. So this first 100K, I guess, is like majority of the elevation. It's like a third of it. And I guess somebody said it's the most technical. Yeah, it is definitely technical. There's rocks everywhere. You get in a flow and then you slow down and yeah, it's runnable if you have the legs. But anywho, so almost to the aid station, and it'll be dark soon, and I can kind of run, but yeah, so I'm gonna deal with the blister, and then it's headlamp from here till after we get back to Heavenly. So I'll probably take a nap before the sun rises. So yeah, that's the update, but be prepared for a long descent for this section, and it's yeah, it'll slow you down. Alright, mile 40 check-in. It is dark, it is about 10:30, and it just, like in the last 2 seconds, my hands started getting a little chilly. And that sucks. I hate cold hands. But we're at mile 40, and I believe at mile 41 is the bathroom. And then if you don't stop there for a real bathroom, then you don't get one until Heavenly. So, yeah, but feet are a little sore. Lower back's a little sore. Just, there's so much weight on this pack, and I tried to, actually got rid of one water bottle. I just emptied it. So I'm running a little lighter, and that's helping. But yeah, otherwise it was a big climb out, 3-4 mile climb out, and then it's been about a mile or so descent, and I've been trying to shuffle it down that. And now we're about to climb this huge climb. I think we go back up to 9,000 feet, and then it's down to the next aid station. So 10 miles to go. All right, and it's really dark. I don't know what that is, but that's great. All right, one more update on the mile 40, or the 40 mile update, is that when I was heading out of the last aid station, it seemed like maybe 40 or so people behind me. So I feel like I'm in last place, but 225th or something. But I'm actually catching up with people. There's a couple people in front of me. I passed a few, so that's good. But there was one other thing was there were porta potties at the second aid station, so that was nice. I forgot about that. And they had burgers and fruits. Yeah, and you can ask them for anything on the burger too, like bacon even. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, no, it spent way too long there. It spent an hour, but yeah, that was ridiculous. So, but all right, that's it. And we're to the highway crossing here. All right. Sure, it's blinding, but mile 50 update. Holy cow, this is hard. It's just so slow. It's so technical and big long climbs. They're not super steep, but anyways, mile 45 to 50, it just got colder and colder. So I've had lightweight gloves. Then I had to switch to heavier gloves. Then I had to put my rain jacket on just to have another layer. Oh, it is chilly out here. It's got to be 40s, 30s. But let's get past this guy. Hey, thank you. Anyways, we are a mile or two from the aid station, and it just feels like it's 10 miles away. But my knee is really starting to hurt on some of these downhills. I can only go for so long, and then I gotta walk them, and then gravity pulls me, and it's just, needless to say, I'm only at 50, and I feel like I'm at 150. This is way harder than I thought it was going to be, because it's just so much walking, and yeah, anyways, doing okay mentally, ready for a nap. Oh, I tried to take a little 15-minute cat nap, or a trail nap on the side. I just couldn't fall asleep. I need to just get to the aid station and then get to Heavenly and actually like try and sleep there. So I'm just trying to push it and get to the aid station as fast as I can. But this is so slow. As long as I stay ahead of cutoffs, I'll be happy. Gotta go. I need to thank Sherry first. She set the tone for the whole race. The pre-race briefing, I just happened to sit down in a random spot next to a random stranger, and that happened to be Sherry. And then at the start line, I saw her again, and we started talking, and I was like, let's just walk this first loop and, you know, this first mile and a half. And she kept me in check, and I didn't run. I kept a nice steady pace. I conserved my knee, and I didn't go out too hard. And then for basically the first, I don't know, almost 100K, we either ran together or saw each other off and on. And again, that just kept me in check and just set the tone for the rest of the race. So she was wonderful. It's just perfect timing that I met a stranger that was going to be able to help me so much. And not only that, her crew, Cassie, helped me post-race. And Sherry and Cassie invited me back to their condo because they just happened to have an empty room. And I was able to crash there the night after the race. And I was able to clean up, take a shower. I was in no shape to drive home or even an hour to the nearest hotel, go up to Reno or something like that and just start the drive home. So it was just wonderful that I met them, and they were so kind and so nice. So huge thank you to them. Before the race, after the race, during the race. So day one recap. First thing's most important thing is the chapstick and the sunscreen. It is hot. It may say 78 degrees, but that sun will burn you really quick, but your lips are gonna get sunburned. My lips were like literally sunburned after the race for about a week or so. Like just, they're still sore even 2 weeks later. So get some SPF and that's chapstick, and just have a tube on you the whole race. Jolly Ranchers, I wish I would have had something to eat that would create some moisture in my mouth to help with the dryness. That would have been really good. So hard candies, something like that would have been nice to have. I wish I would have put those in my drop bags. Day one had a lot of packs of runners. We started off with 10 or 15 or so in a group when we got onto the trails after that first initial mile and a half loop at the start line. That was there to spread out the runners so they didn't have that Congo line, and it worked. So then from there until basically first and even second aid station, we just had a group of like 5 to 10, and it helped us find flags through the snow, because sometimes you couldn't see the right route because people were making kind of their own path through the snow. And then also, in case you needed a little help getting through the snow where you like slip, it's nice to have somebody around. I'm just gonna throw out random thoughts of day one recap. So basically, I ran with a pack all the way to Heavenly, and at Heavenly, my biggest mistake was forcing myself to sleep, which wasn't possible. I got bad advice to try and take a nap in the car because I thought it would be quieter. It was actually loud. It was like tailgating out there. Horrible choice. I walked extra to get to my car, which was a waste of energy and time. But I did leave my drop bag in the car, so I didn't have to carry that back after the race. So that worked out. It actually, inside the lodge where they had the sleep stations, which I showed in the video, it was actually pretty quiet for the most part. It was just really hot, and I think it was just because there's so many people in there, but they had enough cots. I found 2 or 3 empty ones when I walked in. But you just can't force yourself to sleep when you're not ready, so just power through. If you are sleepy, stop. If you're not, keep going. That's my best advice for that first aid station. You're gonna hear people say, you know, make sure you get sleep that first 24 hours. I went all the way into the second night before I slept, and I was fine. I mean, I was dragging right before the nap, but I was okay. So one of the other things I noticed right away, I got to like mile 5, 10, and I'm looking at my watch, and I'm like, yeah, I'm way off pace. I had a chart for myself, but I didn't have a crew or a pacer, but instantly it was just like everything, worst case, best case, every scenario that I had was already off. So I didn't even, like, I spent all this time trying to figure out a pace chart, you know, planning on when I'll get to drop bags at what time, when I'll get to sleep stations at certain times. Yeah, basically after mile 10, I'm just like, yep, we're winging this. And it was, the drop bags were for the most part in the right place at the right time. But there was 1 or 2 where my cold or my overnight clothes, warm clothes or dry clothes, were like one bag later. That was towards the end of the race, Village Green or something like that, or Brockway. It was Brockway. Yeah, so some of the timing of my bags got messed up because I was running so slow, because I couldn't run, because my knee was just in bad shape. But I just figured out, winged it, just went with it. But that also is a good thing, because not having to worry about being on pace or whatever, being at an aid station at a certain time, that made it easy for me to not have to worry about crew or pacers and being late to meet them, or being early even. But that's just one less stress that I had to have. It was just me and the course. I just went at my own pace and just did my own thing and just took it one aid station at a time. It's like those when it's like, I'm just taking one game at a time, you know, the people talking about in sports. That literally is how you run a 200 miler. It's one aid station at a time, aid station to aid station, mile to mile. You can't think big picture. You have to break it down into just get to the next aid station, just get to the next 5 miles, get to the next really cool sunrise or view over the lake. Just break it down into small, manageable sections. And speaking of sunrises, that is probably the best part of being a 4-day race, even 4 nights, is you get to see 4 sunrises, 4 sunsets. That makes every day, like, it's just like a beginning, a fresh start, a nice ending to the day. It's just mentally awesome, and it's a great recharge when you see the sunset and the sunrise, because you've gone through a cold night or you've gone through a really hot day, and then you're rewarded with this amazing view to end the day, and then it kind of gets you set for the night, or it gets you reset for the morning. So it may sound silly, but those sunrises are kind of like a nap, or kind of like having some food. It's a nice pick-me-up. So look forward to those and stop and enjoy them. Take as many photos throughout the race as possible, because this is, for me, this actual race is a once-in-a-lifetime race. I want to do other 200 milers, but I won't go back to this one because there's just so many other options out there. So, but I took my time and enjoyed it. I stopped and just watched the sunrise without any photos. Just took a minute or two, because in the grand scheme of things, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there, it's not, I mean, 1 hour finish time difference didn't mean really that much to me. One other thing, leading up to the race, the last basically month, couple weeks, I wasn't able to really run because of my knee injury. So I did a lot of power hiking on the treadmill, and what I did was I did a lot of leg strengthening. As long as I didn't run, pretty much any other exercise was fine. Walking, hiking, lifting weights. It was just a certain range of motion that fired up my knee issue. So what I did was I set my treadmill at 15% max incline, 3.5 miles per hour, and I just started power hiking, and I worked my way up to doing about 2.5 hours. Well, 2.5 hours was the longest. I did that a handful of times, and I felt like those 2.5 hour power climbs on the treadmill, just straight through, were the most beneficial training I got through the whole race. I did 5-hour runs, 10-hour runs, 100K, a lot of long runs, and really practiced power hiking with running on the trails and stuff. But man, just getting on a treadmill, especially since I'm from the Midwest, that I thought was one of the most beneficial things. And I noticed it right away as soon as we started running, or as soon as we started hiking on the trails. I noticed that I was matching my same effort that I was doing on the treadmill. So I was keeping a really good speed, pace. I was easily getting up all the hills. Even at the end of the race at mile 190, I still felt like I had a lot of power in my legs. When I said I was lifting weights and stuff, I don't just lift with my legs for this race. I was doing shoulders, triceps, chest, everything, like lower back. You use literally every single part of your body. Your hands get tired from holding on to the poles. I mean, just everything in your body hurts by the end of the race. So doing a lot of overall lifting of weights to try and hit every body part. I wasn't trying to get big. I was just doing high reps, average weight, low rate, or average weight, low weight. So stamina building, and not really bulk work, bulk muscle building. And I thought that helped a lot. The only the only thing I did wrong due to my knee injury was I didn't train with my heavy pack. I could have put it on the treadmill with me and carried it and walked around the house, but I was just afraid that it might mess up my gait or add extra stress to my knee. So I was afraid to train with my pack in any way, trying to get as much healing in my knee as possible to get through the race. But I would literally walk the dog with my pack if I could have, and anytime I could have carried that heavy pack around town. 10-minute walks, 2.5 hours on the treadmill, 5 hours on the trail. I should have been using that pack a lot more, and that would have helped my shoulders and my lower back. My lower back was so tight after day one, and it just got worse throughout the race. In that first section, going to Armstrong Pass, or coming back from Armstrong Pass to Heavenly, and Heavenly to Armstrong Pass, I believe that's the first aid station, is very snowy. So basically the way it's set up is you have the mountains. This side, the sun hits it and it's all warm and melted, and then the other side is protected from the sun for the most part, and so there's a lot of snow, and it's also colder. And if you just loop around the edge of that mountain and get onto the other side, you instantly warm up, you instantly feel the heat, and you don't see any snow. It's crazy if you've never experienced it, but that also means that on day one we were hiking through some really deep snow, and there was one spot where they had put a flag up and it was like right here, and then the snow melted and now it's about 4 feet out of our reach, and we were wondering how they got a flag that high, and then we realized, oh, there was snow here and it melted. So the snow is melting very fast. It's just on one side of the mountain it's really hard for it to melt, and that's the same way when we're at Spooner Summit, some other spots, is if you're just on one side of the mountain you're going to see a lot of snow, and on the other side it's not that bad. It's actually really dry on one side, and then you might have some running water, some snow melt and stuff, some streams to cool off in on the other side. So it's really hit and miss, but when you find snow, you'll find a lot of snow, and that first section was really slick and sketchy to walk through. You really had to take your time, and then coming back in the morning it was frozen, which was good because you had more grip, but you would like slide on the ice a little bit. So you really had to be careful, because you could just go like straight down a hill into like some mud or some trees or something if you weren't really paying attention and using your poles to balance yourself. That'll totally throw off your pacing chart and stuff like that, because you're going so slow through the snow. Another thing that people keep asking about, and especially me, is did you get Tahoe lung? It's a real thing. People do get it. Basically what it is like having laryngitis, a sore throat, a cough, dry throat. It's kind of a mixture of everything. It's really throat related, and what it does is just makes it really hard to swallow, talk, just everything with your throat. And I didn't get it, and I'm wondering if it's because I use a sauna, especially leading up to mountain races or hot weather. I use it every day for a couple weeks leading up, and then I use it 3 to 5 times a week for a half hour, about 140-degree temperature. And then I also didn't run with anybody. As you see in my videos, I keep talking about how I ran basically the second half without seeing anybody. So I didn't have any dust kicking up in front of me, so that might have helped too. Yeah, I can't really explain why I didn't get it and why other people did, but Sherry and Rose and a couple other people had it, and you could see that as they progressed through the race, they slowed down a lot because of that Tahoe lung. They recovered quickly. Some people it took a couple weeks to recover. Some people they were over it within a few days. But yeah, it's like I know Sherry after the race, she couldn't speak. It was so hard for her to talk. So there's different complications from it, but one thing is it will ruin your race and it will slow you down. So advice is to carry a buff to put over your mouth, do maybe sauna training leading up to it, get used to like dry air. I'm not sure exactly how to prevent it other than just try and keep dust out of your mouth, and if you're running behind people. If you're on your own, I don't think you'll have any problems, but if you're in a pack or even running with a pacer and they're kicking up dirt in front of you, that might be an issue too. So maybe have your pacer run behind you or something. That's just, I didn't get it, so I can't really give you too much advice. I just know what I did and how I didn't get it, so maybe that helps a little bit. So that's about it. Just a few updates for day one and a little recap for you. I have 3 more videos after this one, and click on the day 2 right about here, I think it is, and enjoy the run and enjoy the rest of the videos.